Hey, it's Disney Cars Toy Club, and today we have a very awesome Transformers video for you guys. We have 3 of the brand new Funko Pop Movies Transformers. This is the full set, which includes Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Autobot Drift. We also have a very sweet looking dinosaur transformer named Scorn to open up and show you. And finally, we have a Play-Doh surprise egg to open up. Now we're going to start the video off by opening up our Funko Pop Optimus Prime. Now if you look at the numbers on the box, Optimus Prime's 101, Bumblebee's 102, and Autobot Drift is 103. And right here on the back of the box you can see this is the full set, it's all 3. This is for the Age of Extinction movie that just released. And here is our first one. This is going to be Optimus Prime. And you know, when I saw these larger Funko Pops, I said those are some of the best looking, most detailed Funko Pops that I've seen yet. And these really are. They have just so much detail. Now, I'm not saying these are my favorite because they're probably not my favorite, but they definitely have the most detail of any of the larger Funko Pops that I've seen. So these are actually some pretty high quality Funko Pops. And the paint on Optimus Prime, I'm just now kind of really taking a look at it. For the most part, it's pretty spot on sharp. There's one little defect right there, but other than that, the paint's in pretty good shape. And he definitely does look like Optimus Prime. We'll go ahead and set that one right there. And let's go ahead and open up Autobot Drift. And one thing I'm sort of noticing about these Funko Pops is they do have sort of a metallic high polish finish to them. So there's those 2. And here is the final one, Bumblebee. Here is our Bumblebee. And of course these do not transform, so they're just for looking at. They do not move in any way except for their head. Their head will turn side to side. And that is pretty much it. Bumblebee looks pretty tough. I mean, just looking at the way they kind of have posed their arms. Optimus Prime looks kind of tough too. If you kind of turn their head a little bit sideways, they look pretty mean like that. We'll go ahead and set them down. Now let's go ahead and open up our Transformers dinosaur. This is going to be Scorn for ages 8 and up. Here's his 2 modes. That's what he's supposed to look like. Now the question is whether or not I can get him into his other state without breaking anything off of him. I've had a little bit of trouble with some of these Transformers. Let's go ahead and get this opened up. So here he is, and let's go ahead and take him out. And of course I dropped something, so let's go ahead and move his tail over here. And I'm thinking it should just pop out. Well, let's see. Oh, okay, it looks like it's upside down. And here's the piece that fell on the ground. This is going to be his sword, which is actually a pretty sweet looking sword. That's pretty cool. And I really like his fins. His fins right there look pretty neat. Overall, I'd have to say I really like how he looks as a dinosaur. I'm already getting frustrated with this thing, and I haven't even started transforming it yet. I don't understand why his tail won't just snap down, but I guess we'll go ahead and look at the instructions and figure that out. So if you look right here, as you can see in the photo, his tail is snapped down. So I'm obviously doing something wrong, and man, there is, what, 18 steps? There's 18 steps. And then there's somehow, for some reason, 19 for the dinosaur. So again, that's one thing that I'll have to admit I'm not a big fan of with some of these Transformers, that it takes this many steps to transform one. But let's go ahead and see if we can figure this thing out. So after a few minutes, I finally figured out what was going on with this. So basically, even though his tail looks like it should be flipped over and pushed down, it's actually not. It's supposed to go like this, with this little metal gray piece right there, which is kind of unusual because it seems like it would have made more sense to flip it over and push it down. But that is the way that it's supposed to go. So this is actually what the dinosaur looks like, and if you look really closely you can see where the Transformer's head is. That's going to be where his head is, and then the rest of this is going to come apart. So let's see if I can figure this thing out. Wow. Alright, so our Play-Doh egg fell down while I was working on this thing. We'll go ahead and just put it right there. And let's get back to work. Alright, so taking a look at the finished picture right here, we have our finished Transformer. This one actually, it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be to transform this one. This one wasn't that bad. All the pieces actually moved in place like they should, and I didn't feel like I was about to bend or snap anything, so this one was actually turned out pretty good. I've done a couple in the past that I really had to force some stuff and pieces on it felt like they were going to break off. Now, as far as the way this one looks, I think his arms look really cool. Like this arm right here looks pretty neat, and the way he holds his sword is pretty cool, and the way that mouth opens up right there is pretty neat, and these fins right here that I forgot to snap one in, those are all pretty cool, but there's a lot of pieces on here that kind of don't make sense. Like he's got these two arms that don't really go anywhere, and he's got these two pieces right here that are just kind of hanging off to the side, which, you know, it almost would have made more sense to have them kind of snap into something like right there, but the picture shows them the other way around. Other than that, everything else about him looks pretty sweet. I'll definitely like the way his head just kind of pops out, like it goes down and then you can just pop it back out. So that was pretty cool. That was real simple. You can actually move his head up too, and you can move it side to side. So overall, this is a pretty cool Transformer. This is one that I could probably recommend. Now, as far as transforming him back, you know, that's probably going to be a little bit more challenging to get him back into the dinosaur state. But, you know, again, this one wasn't too bad. So there we go. We'll go ahead and set him back here. Now for the Play-Doh egg that wants to fall apart before I even get to it. Let's go ahead and get this blue Play-Doh off there. As you can see, it's got the little beads and balls in there. Just nice little decorations that we do for you guys. And let's get the rest of that Play-Doh off there. Now, if you've been watching some of our videos, you've probably already seen us open one of these. These are going to be some of the brand new Transformer 30-year anniversary figures. Go ahead and get this opened up. Good thing I didn't cut the card there. And it looks like, who is this? This is going to be Starscream. Now, these things are so little, when I first see them, I can't really tell who it is. So I actually have to look at the card. But there is our miniature Starscream. He's got the little Decepticon logo on his back. And where's his little base at? There it is. He's got a little base that we can put him on. So here he is on his little base, and if you notice, his foot right there is not quite flat, because I had to edit the video right here because I absolutely positively cannot get him to go on the base very well right there. His foot just does not want to go down on there. In fact, if I take him off there, if you guys look at where the holes are on his foot compared to where this base is, they don't quite match up. So it's like he just doesn't want to go on there. So I kind of had to force him, and if you look, I kind of tore his foot a little bit right there because he just does not want to go on the base. He's being very difficult. Well, there you go. There's our Transformer video for the day. Now, if you guys want to see more Transformers, be sure to hit the like button to let us know that you want to see more of them. This is Disney Cars Toy Club, and as always, thanks for stopping by.